So in the last episode we played Man United in the FA Cup and Rochdale in the FA Trophy, and to say things didn't quite go to plan would probably be a bit of an understatement. But since then we've played 5 more games and things have been going better. Not that they could have got much worse. So yeah, we'll get you caught up on those and then we'll be jumping into today's game against fellow playoff hunters AFC Fylde. Let's get into it. So we're going to be jumping straight back into the catch-up today. There's not really much to get you caught up on at all since the last episode where we had our 1-0 loss against Rochdale in the Cup. Obviously, very disappointing performance here. No one really shown up. They had a really good performance. What more can you do, other than, well, take part in the bloody game, I suppose. But yeah, since then we have played 5 games, and to be honest with you, it's been going pretty well. We've had 2 victories followed by 3 draws, so we've fallen off a little bit this month, but we'll get caught up on the 2 victories first. A 1-0 victory over Walsall here was obviously a very good result, and the only goal of the game came from a long ball from Pritchard, a rare start from Yeboah, and he definitely made it count with a nice finish into the bottom corner. We've obviously been rotating our strikers quite a lot over the last, few months, to be honest, because we're not able to get a consistent tune out of just about anyone. But Yeboah had a chance and he took it, so I can't really complain too much about that. The 2-0 victory over Hartlepool was very much the exact same story as we've been having. Strikers didn't show up, so we ended up relying on Tanadre and Lewis to win this game for us. And I mean, it started off with what could have been the best free kick of all time. Was Bobby Dunn stands over this ball here. Just look at the curl on this. And it comes off the post, and RJ follows up and manages to put it in the back of the net. I was so disappointed that first one didn't go in, but then obviously Lewis secured the 3 points with a 84th minute penalty. Not really much more to say about this one. Hartlepool didn't really show up. We were just incredibly dominant all over the pitch, to be honest. Next game we came up against Boreham Wood. Obviously we beat them 5-2 in the Cup recently, and I really thought this would be more of the same, especially as we went 1-0 up incredibly quickly. It was 18th minute we got our first goal, where a nice little long ball over from Birchall. Clark gets on the end of it, lays it back to Birchall, who managed to pop it just inside the far post. Beautiful finish there, and a bit of hold-up play from Clark. Then Birchall turned provider as he picks up the ball, running down the wing, dukes a man, puts it into Williams, who headers it into the far corner. That was in the 56th minute, but then 5 minutes later, Boreham Wood get an insane breakaway where there's none of our men anywhere near them. He even waits for him here before rocketing it into the back of the net. And then in the 68th minute, so just another 5 minutes after that or so, Walker gets put through with a lovely pass and he manages to beat the keeper at the back. Very disappointing to throw these 3 points away, it felt like. But at least the onslaught stopped there is sort of the best I can say, to be honest. As you can see from the XG, they were not in the game at all until they got that first goal. And then it was pretty much all them afterwards. So things could have gone a lot worse than they ended up going. But it definitely feels like 2 points lost rather than 1 point gained. After that game, we had a 0-0 draw against York City. Not really much to say about this game. Our defence did relatively well, but it more came down to the fact that their striker also had a stinker. Wright was putting in lots of crosses to him, but absolutely nothing was getting finished off. Defenders were getting it away. So this one definitely felt more like 1 point gained, let's say, because they did end up in quite a few sort of dangerous positions, but obviously never got anything from it, so cannot complain too much, and that leads straight into a 2-2 draw at home to Barnet. This one was another one where we've surged into a lead and then thrown it all away. But it did start off with an incredibly lucky goal, I believe this one is. It comes to Dunn on the edge of the box, doesn't it, or something? Yeah. Just slowly rolls towards the keeper, who fumbles it past it. I don't understand how that went in, but I'm not going to complain. And then a lovely little free kick routine. Lewis to the back post. Williams heads it on, finds Shepherd at the back post again to header it in. But then 56th minute, a Bell penalty gets one back. And then the goalkeeping fuck-up karma came back to get us. When Olakajibri gets the ball, Bell puts in a really bad shot and it just goes straight past Wright, which very annoying. But again, we've managed to stay unbeaten, which is obviously a good thing. They also missed a penalty after that first penalty, so that could have gone a lot worse than it did, but still, to throw away a 2-0 lead like that in the second half really does not feel great. But yeah, 5 games played, 9 points gained, so a few dropped. Let's see how that's left us in the league. And to be honest, we are doing pretty well. We're only 5 points off the top. We're up in 4th place. We're also only 3 points out of falling off the relegation zone. It is all very tight up here at the top. There's only 9 points separating 1st from 8th. And with 11 games remaining, there's obviously a lot of points still to play for. This could change quite a lot at the top. But it does also mean if we'd managed to win those 3 games that we ended up drawing, especially the 2 that we threw away, and if we'd just snuck a goal in what ended up being the 0-0 draw to York, we would actually had 9 points more and would have been comfortably top. So we definitely need the fine margins to go in our way for the rest of this season if we are going to make a push for the top spot. But I am more than happy with where we are currently, quite frankly. That brings us on to today's game. We're going to be playing AFC Fylde. We've obviously played them a couple of times before. I think at least one of them's on video, because I remember really struggling to decide how to say their name. Yes, that would have been the Isuzu FA Trophy 3rd round game. That's 1-0. Was that the one where the winning penalty just sort of was shot straight at the keeper and he just sidestepped it and let it go into the net? I feel like that might be the one that we're thinking of. But, I mean, either way, we're unbeaten against them. I mean, technically a win and a draw. But yeah, I think I've got one other clip that I needed to add in here. So if I did, let's get to that. And while you're watching that, I'll be going forward to the match, which is in 2 days. And we'll just get straight into it. So it's confirmed that Ephraim Yeboah is actually going to be leaving us at the end of this season. He's going to be going off to Virtus Entella, who are an Italian Serie C side. So not exactly high up, but I suppose that makes sense. Does seem a little bit crazy that they've got someone on £6,000 a week down in Italian Serie C, but I mean, he is actually very good though, to be honest. I would quite happily have him in our team. I mean, I don't think I'd quite happily pay him basically our entire wage budget, but still, that would be a very nice signing indeed. But yeah, I mean, Ephraim Yeboah has been very good for us. This is his 4th season here. He hasn't really taken part too much this season. Only played 5 games and scored 1 goal in that. 18-9 last season. Wasn't really good enough by itself. He obviously had 2 pretty good seasons at the start, but yeah, thank you for your service, Ephraim. But I think it is time for you to go. Well, in a couple of months anyway. So I think this is how we're going to be lining up today. We're sticking to our 4-3-3 formation. We've got Wright in goal, Clements, Tanajo, Pritchard and Lewis across the back, which I will admit there isn't actually an out-and-out centre-back there, I don't think. Although, I mean, Tanajo's been playing centre-back quite a lot for us lately. But Pritchard, Lewis and Clements were all brought in, at the very least, to play, right back, left back. But pretty much all of them are more than capable to play in the middle as well. I don't think Lewis can actually. No, Lewis can't. But yeah, either way. We've got Foyer in front of them. He's not 100% fit, but I think he's our best option we've got. We have got Woodyard on the bench, just because he probably won't be able to last a full 90 minutes. We've got Boyang and Dunn in midfield. We've got Lawton on the right, Birch on the left, and Wheeldon up front. Clark has been in a pretty torrid form for us lately. I mean, Wheeldon hasn't been, a million times better, but I just think if we're going to be relying on like Birch and Lawton to be coming forward and scoring the goals, having Wheeldon up front as the stronger player probably makes sense. We could even switch him to a target forward on support and encourage that if it looks like that's the way the game is going. But yeah, this might not be the team I'd put out if everyone was fully fit. If we look through the players that aren't playing, Hamlin wouldn't get in this team anyway with how things have been going lately. Mitchell, Shepherd, Agbanone, Gofford, Williams are all not fully fit. Turnbull is sort of fully fit, but he's on a heavy workload. So we're definitely struggling here. We haven't got many choices, but I think this is the best way to go, to be honest. So yeah, let's just get into the match. What should we say? Media's given you a lot of credit lately. Yeah. Let's make sure the defence and the attack are motivated. I think that makes the most sense. AFC Fylde are in a 5-1-2-2, I suppose you'd call that. Not easy to break down, but hopefully we can manage it with our, 3 forward players. Seems a little bit ridiculous now I say it like that when they're basically playing 6 at the back. We are both equal on points, and they're just ahead of us on goal difference. So hopefully we can get something out of this game and keep in contention. We have got an early highlight here in the 7th minute. Long ball gets given away. Falls to the Fylde keeper. Their striker managed to get a flick on, but there's absolutely no one ahead of him, obviously. Lewis now gets the ball away towards Lawton, who gives the ball away. Brilliant. Boyang gets it back. He gets the ball through towards Wheeldon. Wheeldon, oh no, Wheeldon just puts it wide. Oh, times I wish I'd started Clark. But a good start from us at the very least. I'll take it all back, I wish I was dead. I've got to try and say his name now, so Kelvin Ehibatium. Oh God, what a name. Ehibatium. Yeah, I give up. Great first line finish from him, I think. I was actually so unprepared for it to be a shot. I wasn't actually looking at him, I was just looking at what his name was. What is... 2 goals back to back in like 2 minutes. What is going on? Tanajo is now injured. Can someone explain? Tanajo's injured and wants to come off, so we're going to have to bring Lewis Jackson on for him. But, yeah, I mean, it's been a great... Their first goal, fair play. Good goal. Their second goal was just a set piece, so there's not a whole lot I can do about that. You know, the fact that we've got more XG than them without having a shot, and they're 2-0 up. Yeah. Lawton now to Lewis. Nice ball over. Wilden gets through one-on-one again, and he puts it wide the other side. Oh, what is going on? Like, this could so easily be 2-2 in the first, like, I think that was, like, 16 minutes or so. Like, yeah, we're on 0.8 XG. I can already tell this is just going to be one of those days where I end up wanting to uninstall the game. We're in the 36th minute now. Another ball over towards Wilden. I don't know why they bother. It's not like he's going to be able to do anything, is it? Langley looks to clear it away. It's taken a long time. Managed to pick off a nice pass. It gets flicked onto Barrington. Goes around the keeper. He's offside. Thank God for that. I'm just going to do a quick demand more. Just to try and get something out of these players, because this is just not working at the moment, and I really don't understand why. It's okay. It is half time. And you can see from the XG, we've always been ahead of them in XG throughout the whole first half, even when they scored 2 goals early on. The players are anxious. What do I want to go with? Everyone's got more left to offer. Oh, guys, all right. Bailey Clements is not thrilled. Birchall is pretty indifferent. I mean, Wilden, I'd need to see like a bright green thing here for me to be happy with how you've been. If you don't manage to score in the next 15 minutes or do something good, you're probably getting subbed off. And I mean, they're going to score from this anyway now and go 3-0 up, aren't they? Rogers stands over the ball. What is going on? Nothing is going our way this game. I mean, that was looked like a perfect free kick into the right-hand side, and managed to perfectly deflect off our player and go into the other side of the goal. Oh, now Birchall loses the ball. Okay, managed to win it back at least. Gets out to Lewis now. We look to come down this right-hand side, maybe? No, just give it away to Birchall instead. Give it away to... Try to pass to Wilden, I mean. Sorry, my head's gone. Ball comes all the way back to Clements. Puts it up to Birchall. Can he use that blistering pace he's got? Puts the ball all the way out to Dunn. We're just taking our time here. Back to Clements. Could have been an absolutely fantastic cross, I suppose. But it wasn't. Right. Clark, get ready, you coming on. Who else? Lawton. Don't really have anyone to bring on for you. And I'm going to leave Lawton on the pitch. I'm really just so shocked with how bad some of this game's going. But, like, that third goal is just so unlucky from our side. And then there's a set piece. And, you know, one, fair play. It was a good goal. It just sort of caught us a bit unawares. Jack Morehouse, do you want to come onto the pitch? Foyer's looking tired. Let's go for a 3-man midfield. We're going to put you up as a Mazzala as well. Drop Dunn back to a defensive deep line playmaker. Hopefully something can happen. Oh. I was going to do a quick demand more. I mean, I'll get it ready because I don't think it's going to make any difference how this highlight goes. Bojan with a nice ball over, actually. Birch, 1-on-1 with a keeper. What? I hate this game. Well, thank God there's nothing I actually need to like commentate about. Just sat here with my head in my hands at the moment. We're going to switch to attacking. Encourage, maybe. What can I even do to change this? Don't bother playing out of defence. Mix your crosses up. Run a defence. Be a bit more narrow, which doesn't really make sense, but we'll try it. I'm just throwing shit at the wall here and seeing what sticks. Mid-block, standard. Prevent, why did I have play out of defence and prevent short goalkeeper distribution on? That doesn't make any sense whatsoever. Confirm changes. See if anything comes of this. I'm so resigned to a loss at this point. You know, we've made all of our subs. Both of our wingers have decided they've forgotten how to play football. Yeah, Parks. I can't even be asked to call out that place name. Pritchard gets the ball away. Lawton manages to try and put it through, but Clark gets absolutely nowhere near the ball until it hits him in the balls. Arblaster. It's to Barrington. Louise, what are they going to try and do here? Close them down a bit more. Lovely ball over to Barrington. And it's in as well. Like, everything they touch goes straight into the net. And every single time any of my players gets the ball, the best thing we can do is make a good pass to one of their team. This is just so frustrating to watch. Like, I mean, I'm on attacking. Maybe that's stupid at this point. Like, just don't throw people forward in a game you're not going to be able to get any points from. And just try and save the goal difference a little bit. Lawton, anyway, gives the ball away again. Lewis wins it back, though. Done. Lewis, nice ball over. Clark gets on the end of it. That's offside anyway. Yep. Saw that before the whistle. I'm just letting this play out at this point. How bad has this affected us for the season? Down to 6th. Fylde still staying 3rd, but now 5 points ahead of us. Well, this has not been good. I don't even know what to say from that. If we create that many chances more often, we'll do well. No, I don't think we will, actually. If that's what the assistant says, I feel like I should click it, but no, exactly. That's exactly what I expected to happen. You're unlucky today. You're unlucky today. Yeah, great. I've just lost the fucking dressing room as well. I am turning this game off for the rest of the day. Clark now hasn't scored in 10 matches. Okay. So we're now down in 7th, actually. As I said, we have got a few relatively easy games. Well, I mean, I'm not sure about the Torquay game. Barrow and Newport, I think we should be able to beat relatively comfortably. Away at Torquay might be a problem. Then, yeah, Woking, Dorking, Aldershot is going to be where our season's sort of either won or lost, to be honest. So, yeah, I think we're going to go forward until one of these 3 games. I am currently, I mean, based on we're 7th at the moment, I'm going to say we're back for the Dorking game. If, depending on where these 3 teams are, you know, if we manage to find a way up to 2nd by that point, we might do the Aldershot game. If we find that way around closest to Woking, we'll do that game. But yeah, we'll be back. It's about 5 weeks' time from where we are in game. I've only got 4 matches to get through those. So that should be relatively quick work. Although I'm going to have to really look at my tactic after that. I just don't understand what went so wrong. It's literally the exact same tactic. What was it that I tweaked? I tweaked something here. Oh, it was the floated crosses, because I thought, you know, Wilden's good in the air, so let's go with floated. Normally I just stay on mixed, which you would have thought would be fine. I am going to take off prevent short goalkeeper distribution, just because we've got play out of defence, so it makes more sense that we have that on. Right, I'm going to end up leaving this here. I'm going to have a quick look at the data hub, try and see if we can figure something out. Apologies for the slightly shorter episode today. As I said, I'm still not fully well. However long this video ends up being, there's probably about 15 minutes of me coughing edited out, including, ironically, a cut right in the middle of that sentence as I started coughing. Yeah, we'll be back in around 5 weeks' time in game. We'll have 4, 5 or 6 games to catch up on, I suppose, depending on who we come back for in that little trio. And then, you know, depending on how the season's going, we might end up then skipping to the last day of the season for the video after. We'll have to see how it looks. We are definitely hitting the business end of the season, and things are looking okay. I mean, based on that last performance, I'm terrified, but I think we can still secure the playoffs. We've got a few games where we can almost definitely get some points out of. It's just, yeah, that's not what I wanted to see in that position. I'm very annoyed by that. But yeah, thank you very much for watching. If you've enjoyed it, maybe leave a like or comment down below. It really does help out a great deal, and it means a hell of a lot to me as well. Don't forget to subscribe and maybe hit the bell to make sure you don't miss our, attempted promotion push we've got going on here. It's a lot better than the fight bravely against relegation that I was expecting, I suppose, but after that last performance, I'm not convinced we deserve it. Right, anyway, I'll see you next time.